What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Opinions from Offside. Just let the beat drop for a little while. I like that tune. We always get down to that tune. I'll tell you, one day I'm going to freestyle over the top of it. And we could today because we've got another musical gentleman, musical genius in the house. We've got our friend Tezza. What's going on, DJ Tezza? How's it going, mate?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
No, our pleasure. As you can see from the top, he is a die-hard Spurs supporter. So he's going to be... Do you know what? I'll tell you what, I'll let you get your own back. He's a gunner. For those of you that are listening on audio only on Spotify or any of the other podcast platforms, I'm going to let Terry introduce himself, but I'm going to insist that he gives us at least 60 seconds of slating Tottenham. So off you go. Over to you, Terry.
Well, thank you very much. I'm a die-hardcore Arsenal fan, and just like Tottenham, they've just been sponsored by Butlins because their season ends in October as well. So... it's beautiful stuff, to be honest with you. You know, no Rice, no captain, no problem. Sorted. It's just simple. Tottenham are the worst at set pieces, and that's how we won the game. Solid at the back. Didn't really have to do much going forward, and the set piece just says it all.
Do you know, I didn't see much of the game, but I hear, because obviously, like you say, no Rice and certain things. I heard and I read that Arteta went quite defensive. He had 4 centre-backs, didn't he? Like instead of
literally
play through. Just was like, we're not going to concede today, and just went like that.
Yeah, it was. To be fair, Tottenham had their chances. They had their chances, and they didn't finish off. You know, you've got 65 million in Solanke that didn't even do anything much. To be fair, Raya seemed comfortable on the back four. Just looked like it's like we've got 2 stadiums in London. One of them's the Emirates, and obviously Tottenham's ground is like a training ground for us. So. You know, simple. I can't really say much, man. They should have won it. They didn't. Like, that's it. Season.
Hey, 65 million.
Don't forget, second season, mate. They win trophies. So I'm looking.
The Aldi Cup's out next year, isn't it? Bloody hell.
Yeah, current Aldi Cup champions, though, Tez. Come on.
well, you know.
Oh, no, they're not, are they? They're not.
No,
they're Munich, isn't it?
They lost to Bayern Munich.
Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go.
Things happen.
Do you think that he went so defensive because, number one, you didn't have our West Ham golden boy over there bailing you out as usual? And do you think it's because you were shit scared of Spurs? Or
No, not at all. I think the reason being is that when you haven't got, without Rice and Ødegaard, you can clearly see that Arsenal will struggle. But going forward, we did have a couple of chances. You know, maybe Martinelli could have squared it to Saka instead of trying to take it on himself. It could have been a different story. But I think because he knew the threat of last time when we went to, I think we were 2-0 up. And then they started coming back and we got the third. And we were lucky enough to get away with 3 points. I think Arteta was like, this isn't happening again. We just have to be strong. And I think when you have got the likes of Timber there with Saliba and Gabriel and Ben White as well, with Partey sitting there with Jorginho, it is strong. It is hard to break down that Arsenal defence.
So just for a minute, I'm going to play the old devil's avocado card, and I'm going to play devil's avocado with you a minute, right? So you just said there, obviously it was going to be hard, and that's lovely. We can't see Kanye now. Look, we blocked him right out. Unless he's changed his look. He looks a bit different, doesn't he? Still got, there he is. Look. Still got the same horns. Still devilishly handsome. Look.
Can you see it from down there? Oh, sorry.
He's definitely got the horn. He's got a lot to say on that subject. Devil's avocado, though, Tezza. Devil's avocado. You just said there that it was always going to be difficult without Ødegaard and Rice. I mean, then has Arteta built a proper squad? Surely, with the finances you've spent over the last few years, and surely if you're going to have injuries and suspensions to key players, that can't derail your whole season if you've got title aspirations.
No, of course not. But with the sign, obviously, we brought in Moreno, obviously, to help with cover. And unfortunately, he had an injury in his first training session, which you don't expect Rice to get sent off for his first ever sending off in his first year.
Let's talk about that as well. What was Kanye and I have given our take on what we thought of that sending off. Give us yours as a grown-up.
Ridiculous. He shouldn't have kicked the ball. Honestly, whether it goes 15 yards, 20 yards, 2 yards, 1 yard, you kick the ball, you're going to get booked.
So it's Rice's fault. You felt like that was silly of him to do that.
He shouldn't have done it. And I think if he had stayed on the pitch, we would have probably got 3 points against Brighton.
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
It's one of them. You need to move on. We didn't lose the game. We're touch wood at the moment. We're still undefeated, and it's nice to have him back, knowing that we've got him for the Champions League game on Thursday away to Atlanta, and that he's ready for Sunday against Man City.
How do you feel about the fans that felt that as the ball was still moving, that it should have been a foul to Declan?
Well, yeah, of course, you can't really do fast play. It has to be a dead ball. You can't take it quickly without the ball being stopped. So there is two ways of looking at it. But then again, at the same time, he didn't want to go for Rice, and if he didn't kick the ball, he wouldn't have gone through him. Well,
he knew what he was doing. It's just clever play.
It's clever play, and obviously Rice has took the bait, and you got to deal with it. But then again, at the same time, in the first half, when he kicks the ball 15 nearly into the crowd at the other side, he didn't even get booked. It's kind of like, hang on a second, the
difference with that one was though he looked like he was trying to keep the ball in play. We know he weren't, but he got away with it because it looked like he was trying to keep the ball in play. Declan Rice, the ball
as the ref then turned around and gone, I've made a mistake there, I need to redo it. Now you've kicked the ball, you're off.
No, I think Declan Rice put Declan Rice put him in that position.
He did say, I made a mistake, shouldn't have done it, and now I've got to deal with it, which is, we missed him massively, and I bet he wanted to be sitting there. It's nice to see Raheem Sterling out, though. He looks like he's a bit hungry. We didn't see much of him because he only come on for a couple of minutes, but hopefully he'll get the game time in the Champions League.
That's a good sign.
I think on Sunday as well, if we haven't got Ødegaard, Havertz to play in the cam. I don't know how Saka is. I know he went off injured. So hopefully maybe Jesus will play up top, Sterling will play on the right, Trossard will probably play on the left. Give Martinelli a little bit of a break for the weekend, but we'll have to wait and see on that.
So would you say then, Tez, looking at your squad then, are you happy with what Arteta's put together, or would you have wanted maybe another midfielder for this situation, or maybe another wide player? Because bearing in mind, but these happen, injuries happen. So if you've got Moreno, bearing in mind, there's been talk of you trying to get rid of Partey all summer, and no one's wanted to take him because of his wage. So you've got Partey.
Really well, to be fair.
So you got Partey, Ødegaard, Declan Rice, Moreno, Jorginho. That's it.
We sold Smith Rowe, who could have been playing instead of Ødegaard. We got rid of
So if you play three midfielders and you've only got five, is that a bit naive of Arteta, or do you want to lace his boots up again?
I think it's a couple of the youngsters are going to come through. That Nanieri, he looks very good. He come on only for a couple of minutes, and I think he done two of the Tottenham players, and I think he's only 17. He just come on and was like, "See you later."
He'll be loving that.
So there's a couple of youngsters coming through that look good, really good for pre-season as well, and I think that's what I like about Arteta as well, giving the confidence in the youngsters when need be, and they have stepped up. But then again, it was only Spurs, so I can't really say much to the weekend. Let's see how we get on against City. But with the injuries and at the moment, if someone would say take a draw, I'd happily take it right now, because Man City, well, especially that monster up top, just on a different level. So it's going to be interesting.
Aside from football matters, can we talk about something more important? Can I have your opinion, please, on Declan Rice's fucking ridiculous outfit recently at the Emirates with what looks like toilet roll hanging out of his pocket? Have you seen this phrase?
No.
Kanye?
What? Yeah. You know what? I actually thought you drew that on yourself. What is that?
Absolutely not. I'm going to try and find a video while you are chatting. There we go. So
I think he was basically doing a tribute to Harry Styles. I'm not being completely sure, but
I can tell you what.
That's a yellow.
A couple of them outfits were pretty wild, to be fair.
East London has definitely left the boy. That was crazy. Here we go.
That's a madness.
There we go. It's on TikTok, so I don't know if it's going to get us kicked off or whatever. But there's videos of him walking up and down, parading it. He looks like you remember the old school black and white sweets, a humbug, a mint humbug. He just
with some Adidas trainers.
What is? I don't know. Listen,
it was Fashion Week, and they were doing.
Not in his
fucking
Hugo
house,
Boss or
someone like that. Yeah. It was like Hugo Boss or something like that. With they were doing it at the Emirates Stadium, and they asked Declan Rice to wear a design. and he went out and walked it.
Shades of
I did wonder at first, like, what is that? But then apparently it's fashion, so but I wouldn't know much about that.
No, I mean, well, I can tell by the top you're wearing now, Tez.
Shots fired.
Well, at least he didn't say going out late at night because I dressed like Mike. So he's the one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I will say, if you are over in Tenerife, go and see Terry Ellens. He is Tenerife's #1 Michael Levy Jr. tribute act.
I dress like the man.
You are the man. You
feel comfortable in it, man. I love it. Waistcoat, mate, is the way, isn't it?
Oh, no, you say that. I always like that look. Of course I do. And I think, he looks really smart. Then I see you at other bars in jeans and a T-shirt, and I think, come on, Tez, up you go. Is that because it's a different genre of music, so you going for a different look?
I think it's just the times of the week as well. I think like when you're suited and booted all the time, you know, sometimes you want to feel a little bit more comfortable and that. But then it depends if I'm going to be working, if I work with James or whatever.
I was going to say it's James. It's James. He's a bad influence. And I can slag him off because I know he ain't watching these either. Come on, up your game.
Love it.
Listen, jokes aside, Kanye, what did you make of the weekend? Give us a brief overview, or do you not want to talk about it? Your team didn't have the best result.
How we played, we lacked a cutting edge. Forest did their game plan worked really well. They set up to frustrate us. They blocked off the middle. They doubled up when they needed to, and I know we're going to cover it off a proper review when we've had a chance to watch all the highlights, but that game in particular, I just thought we missed a little bit. We missed a bit the clinical edge. If Jota wasn't doing it and Salah didn't feel like I don't know if he didn't feel like it more, the chances didn't really fall to him. We had a couple of half chances, nothing clear cut, but the chances you'd expect Jota to tuck one of those away. But it just didn't seem to work for us. Diaz did he come on? Chiesa never come on, did he? No, Chiesa's in the squad for tonight.
Do you reckon that would have been the game to bring him on? Do you reckon he would have made
depending on his fitness and his sharpness? Because I think Chiesa will do really well for us. I think I heard someone else talking about it. They were saying I think one of the reasons why they brought Chiesa in is because he can actually be a like-for-like replacement for Salah on that side. So instead of Salah, because Salah's, I don't know if you ever noticed this, Salah's very rarely injured. He's a monster. Physically wise, he's an absolute beast. So if he's going to be playing 45, 50 games a season, if we can cut it down to 30, keep him sharp, keep him fresh, keep him rested, and Chiesa can step into those spots, I think we'll do well. But the only thing I look at with that is that we had the players to do that for a couple of years. And when Salah doesn't play, we lack that cutting edge. It's like we rely on him to do that. So you've got
bargain signing.
Yeah, 12 million for Chiesa. Like everyone keeps saying about this, his injury record. He had one ACL injury. That's it. Like it's not like he's always injured like that. The time with Bale when he had to be told this and
to different positions all up top as well. It's mad.
Yeah, that's it. Like, but then when they were saying he didn't do well at Juve last year, well, he's not a wing back. Like that's crazy. It's like asking Salah to go and play wing back. It's not what he does. You know what I mean? You wouldn't ask Martinelli to go and play wing back. I know Saka's played wing back, but he's not the same player doing that. So yeah, we'll see, and then we'll see what happens if we can convince him to stay another year. But I go back to that conversation we had a couple of weeks ago before the international break. Is this affecting the players by him saying this is my last year at Liverpool? I don't think you need to say that. Well, if we don't win AC Milan, I think the media will bring that up and they'll use that as an excuse.
Let's bring it up now because that's a seamless transition. I was waiting for you to stop speaking so I could say that you have got a bit of a told you so moment here, haven't you? Give us your views on that. Give us a recap of what you said before, Kanye, and let us know how you think it's affecting the team now.
The aftermath of the Man U game, Salah said about this is his last year. He just wants to enjoy it. And I get that. We both said I get that. But I also look at it. I don't think you need to say that. I think that's unnecessary attention drawn to something else. Let's everyone look at other things. Let's everyone talk about Holland and we can slip under the radar, just knocking out wins and stuff like that. And as you said, it might not upset Salah, but it might affect other people. Maybe, I don't know if this is what's happened, but Jota maybe felt the extra pressure and didn't rise to it. Or maybe he felt, well, I've got Salah for a year and he wasn't like fully focused, or Diaz, or you never know how it's affected other players. And then I think also this, I know you didn't see him at the goal, Michael, but Conor Bradley got skinned a couple of times when he brought him on. And I think Conor Bradley's a good player, but I think he's got to learn. And if you see him getting isolated and getting skinned by Hudson-Odoi, you had a really good game when he came on. He needs help, and you've not helped him. We've seen that with Soufal, that game we watched, and he got murdered. Slot should have seen that. I seen it very quickly, and I was working. I couldn't even see the full game. I could see he was getting skinned. So
yeah, this is the annoying thing when you can see something happening, and your manager stands by and does nothing to change it. And at times when the opposition manager can see it's working, and they don't attempt to exploit it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that sounds like one of those situations.
Yeah, he kept Trent on. He kept Trent on and moved him into midfield. And like we've spoken about this, Trent is not a midfielder. Everyone keeps saying about his passing range, but his passing range looks good because of the positions he finds himself in from right back. I played right back, and I see you. We played together. You see the positions I find myself in. Yeah. If I stand in there, I'm easy to mark. If I wander in there, I'm hard to mark. Who's going to follow me? Who's going to go with me? And I think that's taking that away from Trent by putting him in there and asking him to do the midfield role. He's crazy. Just let the boy do what he does, and we work around it. Like he's what is that? A gunner and a crooner? I see yellow.
Yeah, you're seeing it. I've updated it from. I'm going to whack this on Facebook later on for all the only listeners. I'm going to show you how Terry came on today.
What does it say?
It says Tezza, Spurs supporter. I've had to sort it out for him.
Wow, Terry.
Oh, mate.
Bro.
You've done me there. You've done me.
For 16 minutes, he's had that underneath him. So I thought,
like a kipper.
Better take pity on him and remove that because of his street cred. You know what I mean? So,
well, it's out down the window now.
So listen, we'll do a full Premier League review. We'll do a full Premier League review in a day or two. But as we're nearly 20 minutes in, Tezza's come on today. I have a fantastic subject to talk about. He wants to talk about the top 10 best goalkeepers. First of all, we said of all time, but then we said like bringing up the likes of Yashin and Gordon Banks and stuff is before our time. So we've each compiled a list of 10 goalkeepers that we've at least seen play, and then we're going to debate them each, and then we're going to give our final top 10. And then if we've got time, we're going to do the worst and obscure goalkeepers of all time, which is going to be pretty funny. Then I've got a couple of hypothetical football questions for Tezza, and then that'll probably bring us up to about an hour or so. So are we ready? I'll let you kick us off today as a special guest, Tezza. Give us in no special order, give us number one on your list, but not necessarily number one in the ranking.
Number one on my list has got to be the goalkeeper that I was watching when we used to have the Goliaths on Channel 4.
Yeah.
And it's got to be Angelo Peruzzi for me. He was kind of like my idol goalkeeper growing up. They wanted me to be a goalkeeper, and it used to get me tuned in to watch Italian football at a young age. But back then, of course, the Italian football was absolutely class at the time because you had so many amazing players in the Italian league. And Peruzzi, though, was for me, he's just he was a little bit wild, a little bit mental, a very good shot stopper. And I think he was the one who kind of found Buffon in the ranks before he finished his career. So it's from one legend to find probably one of the most iconic that you've ever probably seen. So I'd say...
Was he at Parma?
He did Parma. He did Juventus.
He was at Parma when Sola was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did Juventus for a while as well. Juve was probably the one where he probably started peaking. I think they kind of found him, and then Juventus, that was where he's at his clinical peak. He was a cracking goalkeeper.
Mate, before we go on to another goalkeeper, that Parma team, Jesus Christ, just popped into my head then, like Thuram, Crespo, Diego Fuso. Like, oh my God, the players, they had Cannavaro's, like, oh, that Parma team.
They had some nice kits as well, Fraser. They had some nice shirts as well.
I got Dan Berry's got it. Oh,
I'll tell you what, whilst we're on Italian football, when we're on Italians, right? I had a question that I was going to drop on both of you, or drop on you, Kanye, in another episode. I feel it's like segued nicely into it. So just as a little like break.
Throw it at me.
Right. I'm going to throw it at both of you.
Go on.
Without Googling now, no Google, no Dougal.
No Google, no goggle.
No Dougal, right?
Hands free.
How many Italians have won the Premier League players as a player? How many Italian players have won the Premier League? Then name them. This might blow your mind if you don't know it, because I'll admit I didn't know it. And when I saw the answer, I was like, that can't be right. and I went away and looked it up. And apparently it is, unless everywhere I've read is wrong. This is apparently the truth. So it's an unlikely answer.
Right, so
I was thinking
Italian
about
players that won the Premier League.
So I was thinking about Chelsea teams that won the league. And
so I had Pierluigi Casarada, I think it is. He got injured in his first season and had to retire. Yeah, but I don't know if they won the league or not. I think that was a Ranieri year when he did his knees. I don't think he won that. Jorginho, did he win it?
He won it with Chelsea. Did Jorginho win it with Chelsea? He won the Premier League with Chelsea, no?
So give us your number, first of all. Give us an estimate, a guesstimate.
I'm going to go with, looking through, I'm going to say one. I can only name one. But wait, knowing that one, I think there's another one in there. I'm going to say two, and I can name one.
Only two Italian players that won the Premier League.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Tez?
I reckon there's more, because he said if he's going to shock you, it's not going to be just like one. It could be like five, and we're like, no way. Who is it? Like,
I'm just going through the players and just trying to think, like, the Italians that play for Man United. I can't really think of any that play for Man United. Maybe one. So that's the second one.
Sorry, who's the first one that's in your head?
Mario Balotelli.
Yeah, Balotelli with Man City.
Yes.
So what are you going for? Two or one?
Two.
I reckon.
Because I reckon the other one won it, but barely played. And we've spoken about him.
So would he have got a medal? Would he have played enough games?
Yes. Yeah, I think he would have.
Who's the other one?
Massimo Taiba.
Right, okay. Tez?
Ooh. I'm gonna say more.
Go on, guess a
I'm gonna say three.
Oh, grow up, Terry.
No, I'll go four.
I'll just go one above. Grow up.
I did actually think five, but
throw some names in. Throw some names of people you think you've won the Prem.
Well, first of all, I thought Jorginho would have won the Premier League with Chelsea, but he didn't. So obviously we've got Balotelli, and then you've gone through. So I'm gonna probably add on two more. But
how many Italian players have won the Premier League?
Ooh. Yeah, so I'm going to stick with four, but I think the ones that we've already said, I can't think of anyone else.
I can name an Italian manager that's won the Premier League.
Not a question, no. And you, Kanye,
are phenomenal.
You are phenomenal, and you should have gone with your instinct, because the answer is one.
Oh my God, Mario!
One.
Dude, that's mad.
Think of the talent, the Italian talent we've had in the league. I was thinking like Vialli and Zola and. You know what I mean? Di Matteo and Di Matteo was Italian, wasn't he?
Yeah, Di Matteo. I love a player.
He won the Champions League with them as a manager, and all these players one Italian has won the Premier League.
See, I'd have thought Taibi would have won it at United the year he went in goal. I'm sure he still. Were you there for 2 years or 1 year?
The year he went in goal, I think Arsenal won the league, didn't he?
Gave it away. Gave it away.
And that wild one. That blew my mind. I was sitting there with all these Italians that played in the Prem, thinking it must be like double figures amount of, you know what I mean? So anyway, there's a little bit of trivia for you that you only get.
There's only one.
That you only get on opinions from offside, ripped off from someone else's website. But
yeah.
There you go.
What about Italian managers? How many Italian managers have won it?
So should I look that up whilst you're telling us your first?
I think I would go with.
Well, Ranieri straight away.
Two. Ranieri would be one. I would say two.
Right,
and I can name the other one.
Who's your two?
Claudio Ranieri and Mancini.
There are four.
Four Italian managers.
Yeah. And
I know the other one as well.
Go on.
Antonio Conte.
Conte is one of them.
Yeah, Conte won one. And who was the last one? Italian manager that won the Premier League. Mancini. Mancini, Ranieri, Conte.
I was saying three on this search.
Well, then
I had to prep this one.
That'd be the three.
No, he's saying another 3 Italian managers. So Antonio Conte is the 4th and final Italian. So it must be right. Let's find something else. He's saying 4. Mancini.
Yeah.
Conte.
Yeah.
Ranieri. Where's the other one?
Wouldn't be Di Matteo. Fergie's won fair. Arsene Wenger's French.
Di Matteo won the Champions League.
Champions League, didn't it? So it wouldn't be Di Matteo. Mourinho's Portuguese. Pep's Spanish. Pellegrini's Chilean.
Ancelotti.
I'm going down a whole hornet's nest because it's giving me other nationalities. So yeah, that's interesting. We'll have a look into that a little bit deeper dive. So we've got your first one on the list, Terry.
Yeah, Angelo Parizzi.
Did you have Parizzi on your list, Kanye?
Parizzi was not on my list, no. But I do have a couple from the Italian era that Terry's talking about. One who played for the rival of Parizzi and kept him at the Italian team, Francesco Toldo.
Yeah, Toldo, man.
Hell of a keeper. Hell of a keeper. And then I've also got Gigi Buffon, like you mentioned, but then from that era as well, just because his name is great, Gianluca Pagliuca. What's a great name.
Yeah.
It's a great name. Gianluca Pagliuca.
That's my second favourite name behind Bolton Greek star.
Stelios Giannakopoulos.
There you go.
Yeah. Are you sure? What about that Dutch winger, Anel Cox? Thought he was your favourite.
No, Bernd Haas was my favourite.
Bernd Haas, sorry, Bernd Haas.
No, I think mate, did you see that episode?
I thought it was I thought it was lead centre back Robin Koch, but yeah.
Robin Koch, yeah. Mate, Christian Fuchs.
Oh, great.
Just Fuchs.
You
see the headline.
So many funny ones, man.
Yeah.
It's like when we used to have like LMA Manager, like on the PlayStation, you used to go and sign all these funny names, man, just for the fun of it, and just find them and just sign them and put them in your team.
Fuchs, I can see the headlines if Fuchs ever signs for Young Boys. Right, okay, so I'll give you one of mine off my list. Of course, I've got Buffon. He's still laughing at that.
Yeah, Young Boys get Fuchs.
See the headlines up in lights. So I've got a couple there. I'm gonna you've done already. Oh no, the other Italian I've got is Donnarumma. So I think that's.
Donnarumma.
I think that's
still young. Do you know what? He's still at such a young age. I feel like he's been around.
Yeah, he has.
What is it with Italian goalkeepers? I feel like they've been around forever, and then you look at their ages, and it's like he's
been around since 17. But the thing is, one who didn't make my list that I considered was Casillas. Iker Casillas. He's another one. He's 17. Like obviously,
Casillas is on mine.
Is he on yours?
He's on mine. Yeah.
Just missed the cut on mine because of the other people I wanted to include, and I've got a bit of a wild card one as well. So he didn't make that. But I mean, come on, how good was he at 17 playing for Real Madrid? So I'll give you one that I have got.
Big pressure.
We'll go for. I'll tell you what. I'll go for an old school one because I'm a little bit older than you two by about 18 months or so. So I'm going to go for Peter Shilton. I don't know if you'll remember him.
Peter Shilton, legend.
If you've ever seen like the
Leicester legend.
1990 World Cup, Leicester legend. I think he still holds the most England caps. You know, if not, he's definitely up there 2 or 3. You know, like 115 or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Probably the most capped England goalkeeper. He was monumental. I remember him still playing in his 40s. I think we had him on loan at West Ham for a season. He went to play for Leyton Orient at like 45 or something ridiculous.
I think he'd always hold that England cap because of how many times we have to change our goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, since Seaman, I don't think we've had a proper number one. I mean, Pickford plays well for the country, but
does that?
Is he going to be? How long
does that?
I don't know. Well, he plays better for his country than he does for his club.
Or do we just dominate the minnow teams and then we get knocked out by the big teams because we have Southgate with 5 defenders?
When we do need Pickford, he does come to the rescue and he does pull off some good saves. So
we don't face many.
I still don't think that we've had a good number one since Seaman.
But he's only got little arms, so that's enough said.
So Seaman is a hell of a specimen, isn't he? So spoiler alert, Big Dave Spunky is on my list. I've got him on my list as well, Seaman. How about you?
Didn't make mine.
Yeah, Seaman's on mine as well. Oliver Kahn is another one.
Yeah, he's on mine.
Oliver Kahn's on mine, yeah.
So let's tick him off. Same.
I've only got one because obviously being biased to being Arsenal.
You're going to say Lehmann, didn't you?
for the Invincible season, that's probably the best season he ever had for Arsenal at that time. He was a little bit. He was quite ruthless, to be fair, that season.
He's mental.
His fights with Drogba used to be absolutely quality.
Comical.
Neuer being with Oliver Kahn and Manuel Neuer as well is definitely in there.
I've got Neuer on mine.
Yeah, same. While we're doing the Germans, we've already said Buffon, haven't we? So going through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of my 10. Neuer, Buffon, Kahn, Shilton, Seaman, Donnarumma. So you've got 6 of mine already. I've got a couple more left. Over to you, Kanye. Who else you got?
I've got one that I know Terry won't put on there. David De Gea.
So I considered him. I don't think he makes my greatest list because
for 4 years he kept Man United competitive as a goalkeeper. That is ridiculous. He was for 4 years. He was the best goalkeeper in the world for 4 years, and it was a travesty that he wasn't recognised because Bayern Munich was so dominant and Neuer played football from the back. You could have put a defender in goal and got what Neuer got. Not many goalkeepers could have done what De Gea did.
Right now,
De Gea is.
Hang on, Devil's Avocado, right? Devil's Avocado on that a minute. I'm just
bring him in.
Just making you think for a minute. Devil's Avocado, right? So over a career, not 4 years, and we're compiling a list now of the top 10 best goalkeepers in our lifetime. We'll probably narrow it down to that. Are you really saying that if you're a manager and you're putting a team together and you've got this choice, you're really putting for a career, not for 4 years, not for a snapshot, for a career, you're putting De Gea over David Seaman, who you didn't put on your list?
Yeah, and I'll explain why. And I'll explain why. This is my method of thinking about it, right? Ronaldinho, how good was he for how long? Right, 4 years. Ronaldinho is talked about. Ronaldinho is talked about as one of the greatest footballers of our generation, bar the Ronaldo Messi conversation, as brilliant because he was fire. He was a firework. He blew bright fast. De Gea wasn't it was bad. He had his mistakes when he was like 19 playing at Man United. Can you understand that? Then he was good. But for 4 years, he was outstanding. David Seaman, in my opinion, was never the best goalkeeper in the world at any time. There was always someone better. And yes, competition is different. But for 4 years, he made Manchester United competitive. For 4 years. As a goalkeeper, I could understand midfielders and strikers doing that. Gerrard did that for Liverpool. He made Liverpool competitive for 8 years. But the goalkeeper won their Player of the Year for 4 years running. That's ridiculous. That, to me, explains.
So let me pose 2 questions in, and we'll try and find a way out of this debate, right? First of all, would Ronaldinho make your all-time top 10 players? Would it make mine?
What? As an attacker that I've seen? Yeah, I think he would. Okay. So just for those, for at his peak, what he did.
So you've just blown your own argument, haven't you? Because you've used him as a reason that he's not consistent and he shines brightly for a little while. Second question. How long's the lifespan of a goalkeeper?
It depends how you look at it. A goalkeeper can play for a long time, but how long are they playing at the top level? That is the best.
Years? 20 years? 15, 20?
That's generous. Very generous.
Depending on injuries as well. You could have a bad injury that could cancel you out.
You take out Donnarumma, take out Casillas, and take out Buffon. Goalkeepers don't usually make their debut until their mid-20s, late or early 30s. Goalkeepers don't get in.
24 to 25? 24 to 34? 25 to 35?
Goalkeepers peak years. Goalkeepers, they play a long time, but goalkeepers peak years are probably between the age, I've probably said the age of 27 to 32. That's goalkeepers peak years.
Don't know about that. And I think it's because you know where I'm going.
No, Terry, you're the goalkeeper. Other side. Terry, you're the goalkeeper. Have you hit your peak yet?
Oh, mate, I got my injury cancelled me out, mate.
Have you told Mark about my injury I gave you?
Yeah, we won't go there. But yeah, it's hard for goalkeepers as well. Obviously, with the age, I see like my best mate's still playing. He plays in the Championship. Who I went to school with, he was in my class. He's still doing it, and he's same age as me, 36. And he's still playing. So I reckon you get to the age of 36, 37, and he's playing championship football still.
So how long ago did you have Fabianski?
We had Fabianski. Well, we got rid of him like probably be about 6-7 years ago now. He went to West Ham.
No, but he was at Swansea.
He was at Swansea on loan. We loaned him out to Swansea before we sold him to you. But he played he was in the Arsenal team for a few years as well. He's one who's been around for a long time as well, and it feels like he's been around longer, and he's younger than what people think he actually is.
So you give us the casting vote, Tezza. How long do you think a goalkeeper is active for? Never mind their peak. How long are they active?
It's got to be fitness and reaction, surely. If you started, look at Ben Foster for a reason. He said he wanted to stay on with Wrexham, and he said that he feels that he hasn't got the reactions anymore. He doesn't feel that he can move as quick because of his age, and he decided to retire. I think as long as you feel that you're in peak physical condition and your reactions are as good as they were a few years back, then you'll carry on. So if you, I think it's how good you feel. I'd say maximum. I would say 36 is to where you would say 36, 37 will be. And
when would most goalkeepers make their debut?
23.
You think most goalkeepers get into the team at 23?
Well, a couple of well, in this day and age now, you've got some really good youngsters coming up.
Go for the Premiership.
Look at Trafford.
Premier League hasn't been a Premiership since 2016.
Yeah, Trafford. Ramsdale, another one.
Look at the Carling Premier League.
I'll tell you what, how about Kanye? Worth it.
Ramsdale. He started these youngsters straight into the Arsenal squad.
I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's take Jordan Pickford, who's the current England goalkeeper who we spoke about earlier on. He's still England's number one, whether you agree or not. He's 30 now, right? What age did Pickford debut? Let's find
Sunderland. He was just Sunderland winner, so I'd say probably 21.
So he's 9 years and counting.
Yeah. Okay.
So let me have for my argument 8 years they get, which I think.
Right. Okay. 8 years.
So you're saying you're happy to have a goalkeeper and you're managing a team that has a 4-year, 50% of his time purple spot and shit for the other 50%, and he's
David De Gea wasn't shit.
No,
he wasn't shit.
Okay, but he wasn't.
Where?
He wasn't the De Gea you're putting in your all-time in your Premier League greats list for that full duration of his career. You've narrowed it down by your own rhetoric to half the time.
No, so he played 10 years in the Premiership, Man United. No, just over 10 years.
And he was only good for 4 of them.
No, he was outstanding. No, you're changing that. He was the best goalkeeper in the world for 4 years. Doesn't mean he was a bad goalkeeper for the other 6.
But there are players
he was still good
that were outstanding for double that amount of time. Like Peter Shilton, for example, in that 4 years, is a drop in the ocean of his career.
So you've got Shilton, but then
Peter Schmeichel.
Look at Schmeichel. Yeah, Schmeichel's another one. But then who else you got?
Petr Cech.
Petr Cech was good for 5 years.
Alisson.
Yeah. Alisson's been good for 3 years.
Neville Southall.
Forever. He came out with a mustache. He ain't no Steve Grizovic, though. I'll tell you that for free.
Is he on your other list, Grizovic?
yeah, he is.
Yeah. Right, I'll tell you what. Let's talk about. Let's go through it then. So I've got Neuer, Buffon, Kahn, Schmeichel, Shilton, Southall, Seaman, Donnarumma. Oh, I've got one more to give you. Have you got any you haven't given us yet, Tezza?
I've gone through. I mentioned Schmeichel. So Schmeichel.
Which one? Peter or Casper?
Peter, man. Edwin van der Sar.
Van der Sar's on mine.
I considered him.
Van der Sar.
I considered him.
It was either him or De Gea, and I went for Van der Sar.
Well, I considered Van der Sar. I left him out. I've got a wild card for you. You might not remember him, Tezza.
I've got one wild card that you're going to go, what? Every time I watched him, he was so good.
It might be the same, but it's not Premier League. That was.
Mine's Premier League.
Right, okay.
Mine's Premier League.
I've gone with Chilavert.
Oh, Jose Antonio Chilavert. Oh,
yeah.
free kick masterclass. Had a bulldog on his top. Imagine what if for a 1-on-1 there's a bulldog there. Who are you doing? Who are you doing?
Go on, and who's your other one? Who's your other one?
Shay Given.
So I considered him for both categories.
Yeah. You know what? When I watched him at Blackburn, he was so good. And he was one of the reasons why I went in goal for a year. And then when he went to Newcastle, again, so good.
Yeah,
and then
Newcastle was...
See, to me, Given is like the opposite of what De Gea was. De Gea was good, but he had his moments. To me, Given was just consistent. You will always get the 7, while De Gea would give you the 7, the 8, and then you get a 10.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the start of his career, he had his moments at 19, but a lot of goalkeepers doing the Premiership. It's a different breed coming here with the physicality that we play at in England. But
some of the stops that Shay Given pulled were just absolutely
because he was small for a goalkeeper. Like he just flew into the top bins. Like, whew, got it. And he was one of the few keepers. Yeah, one of the few keepers I used to watch. You know, your keepers nowadays they tip everything. He used to catch a lot, and people never give him credit because he didn't do the camera saves.
I don't like the whole punching culture. I think goalkeepers used to catch.
Come out and claim it. Yeah, take everything. Take the man.
Yeah, especially from crosses and that.
Yeah.
Softer generation, though. Right, so is that all of us named our 10? So to reiterate, mine is Neuer, Buffon, Kane, Schmeichel, Shilton, Southall, Seaman, Donnarumma, Chilavert, Petr Cech. Yours, Terry?
Mine, of course, was what have we got? Both? Angelo Peretti, Buffon, Kane, Neuer, Schmeichel, Seaman, Cech, Van der Sar, Alisson.
I had Toldo, Schmeichel, Pagliuca, Buffon, Kane, Neuer, De Gea, Cech, Alisson, Given.
Right, so the ones we've got common, are they going straight into our top 10?
Well, who we got common? Let's pick a top 3. Let's do a top 3. Let's decide on the 3 best goalkeepers that we've seen.
Right, Neuer, Buffon. Happy with that?
Yeah. Buffon
not Neuer for me.
Buffon number 1. I think Casillas has to be in there. As a top 3, I think Casillas needs to be in there. He is iconic as well.
Right, so how are we doing it? 10 down to 1 or 1 back to 10? What's easier? Easier to discuss the number 1 spot, isn't it?
I think, yeah. Let's decide on the top 3. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Everyone else can just get a thanks for coming medal.
Do you think Buffon should be number 1?
I think he's probably in my top 3. Kane is a shout.
See, of mine, there's 4 that are up there. Like in my opinion, you've got Buffon, Schmeichel, Casillas, and Cech, and it was close between Cech and Alisson, purely because I think what Cech did for that Chelsea team pushed them on to the next level.
Do you remember the newspapers were paying any striker to score against Chelsea because he was keeping the clean sheet?
So good. And did you know that he actually signed for Liverpool? He nearly signed for Liverpool. The year he signed for Chelsea, Liverpool had an agreement in place to sign Petr Cech, and Chelsea came in and went, "We'll double your wages." Done.
That is absolutely a topic for another day, and it's near miss players because
Arsenal got loads, mate. Arsenal got everyone. Ronaldo, Messi, Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, we need little old West Ham nearly signed a young Neymar. Mental.
Man United nearly got Ronaldinho.
Right, so give us your personal number 1, Tezza.
Mine, Buffon.
GG.
GG, Schmeichel, Cech, 1, 2, 3 for me.
Is that where you go? 1, 2, 3, Peter Schmeichel.
I would say, Cech won't be my third. It'd be Casillas. Casillas would come third for me.
So you're going Casillas instead of Cech?
Yeah.
So Casillas didn't make my list just because I felt we were sport for choice, for right or wrong. So I can't put him at number 1. Cech is on my list, so maybe he gets in the top 3.
Yeah.
Still think Buffon is probably the boss. What do you think, Kanye?
It's hard.
This is going to be really hard to agree on, I mean.
Do you know why I would go Casillas? Purely because not only was he really a good goalkeeper, not only did he win trophies, not only was he respected to be club captain of Real Madrid, captain of Spain when they won all that,
longevity.
He was there, but he was there when Real Madrid were doing the Galacticos. There was some star goalkeepers they could have bought, and they didn't even consider it.
And they stuck with him.
And the few times there was another goalkeeper, they never got a minute. They never got a minute. That's why I would push him to be very. I'd push Casillas to be. It's close between Casillas and Buffon, purely for longevity as well. Like you said, they've both been around. They've both been at a high level. Even the fact that Buffon has then gone back to Parma to go and get him promoted, his first club.
Players have always come and gone in the Galacticos, and Casillas is the only one that's.
He's just always been steady.
Maybe I'm wrong, but he's made the list on 2 out of 3 of ours. But I hear your argument. He's Buffon on all 3 of our lists.
Yeah.
And that says he's got to be 1. Casillas 2. Check
and then
3.
I would go with Nigel Spink for number 3.
I don't know.
We're going to have to do 2 episodes.
Does Czech go over Schmeichel?
Oh, that's what I was going to say.
I would put Czech over Schmeichel purely because
clean sheet.
What Czech did in a short period of time at Chelsea and then at Arsenal, I think that head injury changed him as a goalkeeper. And I think if he'd have had that Czech for his entire career, I think he'd never would have left Chelsea. I reckon he probably would have been Chelsea for his whole career.
But you didn't. And that's like saying if Custamato never died and we had the same version of Mike Tyson when he was 28, but it never happened. There was avocado, though. There was avocado. I remember Peter Schmeichel just looking enormous. When centre forward used to go through at him, he just looked
in
like
the green kit.
Just like a green wall, like his presence. He used to come out and he just looked like the kind of goalkeeper you'd create on FIFA and just make him 6'7" and give him 99 for everything. Yeah. So although pre-head injury, I won't say the unpolitically correct word, but
I know he wasn't as good when he come to Arsenal, but he was one of the best things that we did need at the time. And they said that he hasn't got it anymore. And I remember a fierce Liverpool come to the Emirates, and the square ball come across, and Benteke, all he had to do was tap it in and say see you later, and suddenly Czech just comes out of nowhere and just parries it away. It was just he still had it, but he wasn't as good. I mean,
he lost his nerve a little bit, which you'd understand.
Yeah, prime Czech. Yeah, he lost confidence, a hell of a lot of confidence.
But then again,
I don't blame you. But
when we're talking about these things, Kanye, you often say, well, what are we judging it on? Because if we're judging it on winners' medals and trophies and impacting the game over a long time, you've got to reconsider Schmeichel again.
See, both of them, I think they both revolutionised the position. I think Schmeichel was a different breed of goalkeeper that no one had seen, and he was fierce. I've seen him pushing defenders, move and all that sort of rubbish, and he was new. And I think Czech did the same. I think he was new for his era. But I think I would lean purely toward Czech, purely because I think the strikers he played against,
you could see
at the level of competition was higher. Bearing in mind, Czech, I'm pretty sure Czech has the most clean sheets in Premier League.
Yeah, he does.
History. And we've all agreed he was only good at his best for 4 or 5 years. And as good as Schmeichel was, he was in a very successful Man United team as well.
You could see a lot of Schmeichel in Czech.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
In his prime, you could see a lot of it.
How does Schmeichel get on if he'd have been in that Chelsea team, and how does Czech get on if he'd have been in that United team?
I think they would have been similar, but I think Czech would have been slightly better. I think Chelsea would have slightly not lost, and maybe conceded a few more with Schmeichel in goal, purely because Czech was very good with his feet. Schmeichel was good at smothering. If you watch a lot of the one-on-ones, you'd see Schmeichel save. He used to come out, spread his legs high and wide, arms out, which was good. But not only did Czech do that, Czech's footwork seemed to be a bit faster. A lot of the shots you see at the near post would be blocked by his foot rather than trying to get down.
One of them saves against Inter Milan in the Champions League.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one.
Let's do it this way then. It's the last minute. Your team's in the Champions League final. You're winning 1-0. We're in the 94th minute of injury time. their centre forward breaks through from the halfway line. He's one-on-one with your goalkeeper. Who is it? Who's your goalkeeper?
Olivier Giroud. Did you see him when he went in goal? He saved a one-on-one, didn't he? When he went in goal for AC Milan, he saved a one-on-one.
Who else was it? Someone else went in goal and saved the penalty.
That happened this weekend. There was a lower league. Someone got sent off. The defender went in goal. He made a worldy save, and then apparently made a right cock up and dropped it, and the forward scored.
Mental. So who you got? Who of that list?
Say one-on-one, I'd say check.
See, one-on-one, I'd push towards Schmeichel just because of the size. And you know what it is? The green top. He used to have like his top designed to make him look bigger.
Sprinting at you.
That's a subject that's been spoken about. I was asked that on the West Ham podcast. Somebody said that centre forwards prefer goalkeepers with colourful tops because it's easier for them to see their position out the corner of their eye at pace. But then you've given a counter argument for that. It makes the goalkeeper appear bigger. I said the best way to do it was to have the net on their top looking empty and the crowd behind going, fuck. So they think, it's an open goal. Then they just try and roll it in. The goalkeeper goes,
darker goalkeeper colours used to put me off.
See, I think
I'm not good, mate.
A good striker knows. I know where the goal is, and I know where the keeper is on instinct. And I'm drilled to do it.
See, at the top level now, a good striker will not only know where the goal is, he won't care where the keeper is. Because I'm confident in us, I can put it in that area regardless. If you're in a bad position and you save it, that's fine. I've done everything I need to do. It's like my argument with penalties. I don't think anyone, as a penalty taker, you should never miss the target. Never, ever miss the target on penalty.
You can anchor it anyway, straight down the middle. I know.
Only against you, Shagger.
Right, so listen, what we're going to have
I'm going to Schmeichel.
Right.
If it's Champions League final, we've just conceded. It's 1-0 up. They've just broke. They're running through one-on-one. I'm going Schmeichel.
Right, next question. Goes to penalties. Champions League final. Last penalty, sudden death. Who do you want in goal?
Check for pens.
Tim Krul.
I'm
making a sub. I would go check. I think he'd be a bit more agile. I think Schmeichel would cover a side, as in regards to like if it's not in the top corner, he get there. The forwards nowadays are so good. I think Czech could get up.
It's one apiece.
Yeah, we're not getting anywhere with this. So
there's too many pros and cons are exactly the same as well.
Right. So we're not ever going to do a 10 in order.
I think we should just go 4 and just chuck him in with Czech.
I tell you what, let me change it. You're 1-0. You've got a corner. You send the keeper up. Who do you want in there? Czech or Schmeichel?
How common is that as a goalkeeper? Right, let's. I think we're going to have to narrow it down to top 3 in the interest of time. Give Tezza a couple of questions, and then who am I? And then we're going to have to wrap it up. So my vote is out of them 3. Buffon at 1.
Yeah.
Casillas 2.
Yeah.
You don't agree with Buffon at 1, do you?
You know what it is? It's just I'd probably lean towards Casillas purely for what I've seen.
Right.
Honorary wise is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, ridiculous.
In a shorter time to Buffon.
Yeah, much better.
Plus, he's got a wand of a left foot, apparently.
And it's always a left foot that's a wand, isn't it?
It's always a wand. It's always a wand.
Always a wand. Mine's more of a sort of peg.
Well, apparently I've got 2 left feet, so I should be.
There you go.
2 wands. Yeah. Buffon, Casillas, and Schmeichel. But I'd be happy with the 1 and 2 being the way around. I'd be happy with Schmeichel or Czech.
Right, just to throw the shit amongst the pigeons. No Neuer, no Kane, no Southall. No Seaman, brilliant. No Donnarumma, no Shilliver, no Czech, no Paliuka. We're happy with that. We're not happy.
Gonna have to be.
Right, we're not happy with it. Right, let us know what you think in the comments below, or come over and let us know. You can find us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Opinions from Offside. Also, if you're listening on audio only on Spotify, Alexa, Amazon Music, Apple Music, come over and have a look. We can't upload because basically the amount you can upload to those platforms. We can't upload every episode. So if you're enjoying it, come on over to the YouTube page, Opinions from Offside, subscribe and interact in the comments. Let us know your top 10. Let us know where we're right, wrong, or otherwise. I've got a couple of questions for our guest today. And thank you for joining us, Terry. It's been lovely having you.
It's brilliant.
I've got a scenario for you. A scenario for you. Four scenarios, right? Take them in. And then I'm going to give you 4 teams for each scenario that you would pick. It will become more clear as I explain, right? Okay. Of the following 4 teams I'm going to give you, one team has to be relegated from the current division they're in. So you wish relegation on one of these 4 teams, right? One of them has to start again, all the way from the bottom of League 2 and work their way back up, potentially, or not. Thirdly, one of them is disbanded, dissolved, and goes out of business, never to be seen again. They're no longer a club. Their fans better go and support Leyton Orient, right? One of them, because I'm going to give you 4 teams you might not like now, right? One of them wins a cup against Arsenal in the final.
Oh, don't do this to me.
The teams I'm about to give you are West Ham, Man U, Chelsea, and Spurs.
Spurs by Felicia, gone.
Right,
Demolished.
Really?
Spurs.
Oh.
Don't need the derby. It hasn't been a rival for ages. Chelsea's become more of a rival now than Tottenham because.
So just as a side note, we were talking while you were getting your headset ready. We were saying, what's the difference between a rivalry and competition? What makes your rivals?
Well, I think Arsenal United, the rivalry was there because of Kane and Vieira. I think that the rivalry between them two passionate leaders, two very good captains. And then they kind of tried to carry it on with Neville and Henri, mate, and it just wasn't the same. And I think it kind of lost the love. I know they tried it, but it was a joke. The rivalry kind of lost the love. I think once Vieira, Keane, Wenger, and Fergie left, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same at all. Chelsea with the Lehmann and the Drogba and the screamer from SEN and the Van Persie hat trick and the 5-3 and you go on and on with that as well. It's kind of died out once again. The rivalry between London, Tottenham, and that it's gone. They were above us for a couple of years before Arteta come into the fold, and they thought that they were loving life, and they come third in a 2-horse race. So
until Lasagna Gate, that's what it was.
It's just, I think it will always be there. It will always be there for the banter, but it's just not the same anymore. And I think it's more on the teams now, like Arsenal, Liverpool, even West Ham now has become like a rival. It's a London derby. Don't get me wrong. Chelsea games I think are more interesting to watch than. Like Sunday, I thought was a bit boring, to be fair, and it was. It was a little bit. People were falling asleep. I think it was just one of them. I don't think the rival has the spark anymore that it used to.
Is that not because Arteta put 5 centre backs on?
It's just because he knows how to play.
He knows how to defend. That's what I'm saying.
He knows how to beat Big Ange football, apparently.
So did Brentford.
So back to the question. We're going to have Spurs disbanded and dissolved entirely, out of business.
Well, it's slowly starting now, so you might as well just...
What they're going to do with their trophy cabinet, though?
Oh, well, yeah.
Pay the electricity bill, because they still left the light on. Harry Redknapp left that on when he left.
Brilliant. Of the following, Spurs, Chelsea and West Ham, who gets relegated? Who gets...
Oh, Man United.
Man United get relegated.
So they get relegated from the Prem to the Championship.
West Ham beat Arsenal in the cup final.
I'll fucking take that.
I bet you would. Chelsea have to start again.
Chelsea have to start League 2. Big Kanye. Same question to you. One gets relegated. One has to start from League 2. One is dissolved. One wins a cup. Man United, Man City, Everton, Spurs.
Everton can win a trophy.
Right. Oh, that's controversial for a red.
No, because it'll be the only one they get, so it's fine.
Right. Okay.
If they have to wait another 45 years, it's fine.
It's not going to be on Big Sean.
They can even bring Paul.
Oh, he's left for a minute. He's gone. He's gone to go and put he's gone to go and put his Everton shirt on. He's gone to get a toffee. Yeah,
wait,
come on, mate.
Well, I've lost that. Everton to dissolved. I would go with. I tell you what, no, relegated would be Man U.
So Man United are relegated to the Championship. Everton to win a trophy.
Yeah.
That leaves Man City and Spurs to be dissolved or start again at League Two.
I would start Spurs again
at League Two.
Yeah, and dissolve Man City.
Because of the charges. Yeah. See
you know what?
Or is it so that you got a greater shout at winning the Prem then, haven't you?
No, I think so Man City to me are not our rivals. They're a competition, and I think that's the difference in how I look at it. Man United will always be our rival. I would not dissolve Man United because the rivalry,
you need
the banter that we have. Yeah, I like that. Like even the games when we were not very good.
They don't like it,
and they were great. You could see the players getting up for that game. Like when you look at it, when we play Man United, when you come in here, when we got Man U, I don't do the same thing with Man City. I don't do the same thing with Spurs. I do a little bit look at the Everton, but that's why I think the rivalry with Everton for me is not a hatred rivalry. It's they're our rivals because they're close to us. While Man United is more of a scummy little get out of it. And the banter, and it's the difference is now when Man U fans before were giving out, it was all fun for them, and we'd have to give a little bit back. None of them can give it back. I only know about 3 that have got banter to give back. Richie Hossy's one of the few out here who's got a bit of banter to give back.
He bites a lot, though.
He does bite a lot. There's our Twitcher. He loves it.
I love him.
But the question is, though, Lever, what about you? What would you do?
Well,
you've got Spurs.
Yeah.
Spurs, Millwall, Man United, Chelsea.
Right, so we'll dissolve Spurs. Millwall start again from League Two, which is not a lot different for them.
Is that one relegation?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Man United to be relegated. Man City to win the cup because what's different?
I said Chelsea.
Oh, was it Chelsea? Oh,
Chelsea
win a cup. Oh,
Chelsea win a cup.
Chelsea win a cup.
Changes then. Oh, does it? No, we'll have. So was it Spurs, Chelsea?
Spurs, Chelsea, Millwall, Man U.
Oh, Man U to win a cup because they just won a cup last year. Didn't bother me. Chelsea to be relegated. Millwall to be League Two. Spurs to be disbanded. So how's that? That's quite an interesting question, isn't it?
What would Harry Kane have done then if they got dissolved? What would his new career would have been?
Imagine his trophy captain.
Still would have been Arsenal, wouldn't he?
What if he was what if he became a wrestler?
That is so good, isn't it? That is so good. I had to send that to you the other day. That looked like Harry Kane.
I had to get that in. Right,
listen, I know in the next episode, I'll let you quiz me, Kanye, because we switch it about. I've got a little Who Am I? Have you seen this, Tez? Have you seen Who Am I? Have you seen Who Am I?
I have seen it in one of them.
Right.
See, so, Kanye, you're quite good at this.
Kanye's brilliant. He's
brilliant at this, isn't he?
Got a little bit of knowledge.
I think he's going to get this as well. So maybe let Tezza lead.
Terry go first, yeah.
I'm not very good at these.
Right. Who am I? Right, who am I? I am one. Thank you, mate. I am one of only 9 players to have won the World Cup, Champions League, and a Ballon d'Or. Only 9 of us have won the World Cup, the Champions League, and the Ballon d'Or. I was traditionally a playmaker. I won the Ballon d'Or in 2007. My real name, although I'm known by a nickname, is Ricardo Isaacson dos Santos Late. Who am I? Put this together myself and all, by the way.
2007 Ballon d'Or. Champions League, World
Cup. I think I've got it.
Type it
I think
in
I've
the
got
chat.
it.
Can you type it in the chat? Or text me? Oh, you can't. You're on the phone.
No, I can message you. I can message you.
Right, message me. Because I thought you'd get it.
2007 is well early, so it's definitely it sounds Brazilian.
You sound Brazilian.
You sound. You've got. I know Terry. He's got
World Cup winner, so it's not going to be Messi. It's 2007.
I could give you a give me clue if you need it later on, and from that
I'm going to rule. I'll probably rule out.
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Get it up, you. Come on. What you got, Terry? Bring it on, mate. Yes, bro. Get it up, yeah.
Yeah. Was that a decent one though?
Yeah, I like that one because that's thinking.
Yeah.
Is he Brazilian?
Go on. I'll tell you what we do. I'll let you ask me 3 questions. That's your first question, is it?
Yes or no questions, Terry. None of this like what's his real name.
Is he Brazilian?
Yes.
Did he play for Barcelona?
No.
Did he play La Liga?
I don't remember. I remember him at
the
iconic team.
He did play in La Liga. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, because he won his Ballon d'Or for that transfer. Yeah.
And he's Brazilian.
You're missing a big clue that he's told you. One of the biggest clues that should have got you.
The transfer.
Nope. What position did he say he played?
He said he's a playmaker.
So which is what? A 10.
Cam.
What cams have won the Ballon d'Or in the era between Messi and Ronaldo?
That's how you narrow it down.
That's how I narrowed it down.
I could give you a gimme clue.
Ronaldinho never won the Ballon d'Or.
It's not Ronaldinho.
He did win the Ballon d'Or. It's not Ronaldinho. He didn't win it in 2007.
No.
Right, if you want a gimme clue, I'll give you the gimme clue. But it's like, you'll get it.
I probably still won't get it.
You should do.
Right,
That'd be disappointing if you don't. Because I've seen you use his FIFA card.
Right, the gimme clue is where we live, his name would amuse us. He will be funny. In that language.
Come on, Ted. I've given you a great one. You've used his FIFA card, bro. 2007, his FIFA card. So he's got to be either a hero or an icon. And he's a Brazilian that plays in a 10.
Oh, you're giving it all away. There you go. Got it eventually. Kaká, one of only 9 players to win a World Cup, a Champions League, and a Ballon d'Or. Playmaker. Real name, Ricardo Isaacson dos Santos Leite, of course, played famously for AC Milan, and then got his move and won the Ballon d'Or in 2007.
One of 9. So the other 8 is Messi.
So won the Ballon d'Or, and that's who got Ronaldinho on the World Cup. Ronaldinho, Messi. Who else would there have been?
Zidane.
Zizou, yeah. Cannavaro.
How does it feel winning the Ballon d'Or? And he said, I don't know. Why don't you ask Paul Scholes? That was in his interview.
No, listen, Paul Scholes is the most overrated footballer that everyone talks about.
I know. It was a joke that he mentioned, wasn't it? That's what he said when he won it, as a joke.
That's another one. Right, to finish us off, because we're approaching an hour and 10, it's been an amazing episode. I think maybe in a week or so, Tezza, come back and do with us, if you don't mind, and you're free, come back and do with us top 10 worst obscure goalkeepers of all time.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that, because I'm away on Thursday, so I'm away for a week, so I'll come back.
Let us know when you're back, mate, and we'll do that. Before you leave us today, can you give us 3 players that are in fond memory that have played for both my team, West Ham, and Arsenal?
Fond players that both played. Jack Wilshere.
Yeah.
Jackie Boy, absolute legend for West Ham as well. Right. Yeah, right, boy. Has to be a legend as well. I've got him on the back of my shirt, by the way, because this is the 91 legendary shirt. Thanks to Kanye. He's a legend.
I look at that team and I see David Rocastle.
Rocky. Yeah, the
God
shirt.
rest him. God rest him.
Yeah, he's absolute legend. Ian Wright, definitely. Jack Wiltshire, and I would say obviously big keeps Fabianski,
Lundberg, Winterburn,
Freddie.
Have you got three that played for both Arsenal and Liverpool?
Arsenal and Liverpool.
Yep.
Oh, I would have liked to have had Luis Suarez, but that got rejected.
40 million plus a pound. Get out. We just have to tell him. We don't have to accept it. Get out.
Arsenal and Liverpool.
Thomas played for both, didn't he?
Yeah, Mickey Thomas.
Yeah, Mickey Thomas did. I can only think of Mickey Thomas.
Go on, Kanye.
Yossi Benayoun.
Yossi bent a spoon. He did.
I bet he did. Looked a bit like an Il Yuri Geller.
All he used to do was cut in, out, in, out, in. He was so good to play against. He played for
Benayoun was good. Benayoun was like Ayel Berkovic B.
To be fair, that's a good point, actually. Yossi Benayoun is played for all three, West Ham, Liverpool and Arsenal.
That's what I'm saying. I thought that's why he said that one.
Yossi Benayoun just in the back of my head. It's like big Yossi Benayoun.
He won for trivia as well. Isn't Raheem Sterling the only person to play for the top big four out of the six? Raheem Sterling's the only one to do it. Liverpool, Chelsea, City.
Nicholas Anelka.
Yeah, that was a question.
Anelka, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea,
Man City.
Yeah.
So it's him and Sterling. There's only two.
Mental.
And he played for Bolton.
Oh, but that was when they were our bogey team as well. Because
you couldn't deal with a long throw.
Yeah, then that's when it went to Stoke as well. Rory Delap, wasn't it?
Rory Delap with his long throw.
Like a rocket.
Have we got one more?
I'd say Brighty. Yeah, for me, Brighty.
Oxlade Chamberlain.
The Ox.
What happened to him? He's another obscure one. He should have been on our. He should have been on our Drinkwater and Jeffers.
He's still playing. He played in Turkey last year, and he apparently he's just been released. And he was on about signing for someone in the Prem. No, I think it was someone in the Prem. They were talking about signing for. I think it was Southampton. Going back to Southampton. I think that was the talk. I don't know if he will, but
I'm going to leave you with Jermaine Pennant. And I'm going to tell you, it's been another fantastic episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you get yourselves in the comments, mate. Thank you so much, Tezza. Anything else to leave us with, mate? Anything else to say?
Yeah, Tottenham are going to lose again this weekend.
Loving all that. Thank you so much. Listen, for those of you audio-only listeners, make sure you get yourself over to YouTube. There's lots more videos on there that we can't upload them all. For now...
Because they need to see that. They need to see that.
Big shout going out to 90's wrestling version of Harry Kane. Kanye, anything to add, mate?
No, it's been good having you, Tezza. Good banter, good patter.
Thank you.
It's a shame that you won at the weekend because we dropped points, but
Good luck tonight, though.
Yeah, AC Milan, big game. Big game.
Yeah, big game. Listen, that brings us to another episode of
Opinions from Offside.
We'll see you soon, everybody. Thanks so much. Keep balling.
Peace out.